Do you need a clamp like this? Well, stick around in a few moments and you'll find out. I'm Tim Johnson and this is Shop Tool Reviews. These are new style clamps made from a company called Dimide. And these Dimide clamps have a pending patent on them as well. Now, why would you need a clamp like this? Well, there may be a few reasons. First, clamping force. Now, we may be used to typical, C-clamps where you're trying to clamp a lot of force on these things, and you may even put a wrench on these, try to get a little extra force, and then you may end up bending the handle, or even worse, something like this where you're actually bending the C-clamp. So a lot of times it's difficult to get enough force on the object you're working on to be able to secure it, either for safety reasons or just to be able to keep it from moving around the table so you can grind on it, weld on it, hammer on it, whatever you have to do. Now the difference here in these Dimide clamps is they offer 5,000 plus pounds of force. In fact, I think the small one's like 7,400 pounds and the big one is 7,700 pounds of clamping force. And they do this with this center rod here where it's actually squeezing on both sides as you tighten up the rod. The threads are in reverse order, so as they spin, one side's coming in, the other side's coming in. And these are offered in a 5-inch variation as you see here, as well as an 8-inch variation as you see laying here on the table. Now the throat distance here on the 5-inch clamps is 3 5/8, and on the 8-inch clamp you have a 5 3/4 inch clearance. So you still have a lot of clearance here, but in addition to the force, what you have is speed as well. So you have this knurled knob here where you can actually clamp these down your typical style way where you're screwing it down by hand. But the really neat thing about this is, you see my impact wrench sitting here, is right here on this end of the clamp, we have a 1/2-inch hex. So I can take my impact with my 13mm, put it on the shaft, and within a few seconds I've got it closed all the way up. And in fact, it probably wouldn't take that long because you've got something you're working with in there that you're clamping on. It wouldn't have to close that far. So that's another reason for using this. And something else I found on this is kind of interesting is where this knob goes in, you can pull this out. And another way of actually securing this is now you have an Allen head key or an Allen key hole there. So now you can take your hex key or your Allen key, place it in there on your impact and use that side as well. So you can either use it with an Allen wrench, with an Allen key, or you can use it with your 13mm to actually close these up, loosen them up. And it's really easy if you are working and you're working a piece and you have a few of these, but you're moving these clamps down, quickly move these clamps as you need them with the impact. So you get a lot more speed, a lot more clamping force. And then another nice feature on these are these copper feet here. And a couple of things. Number one, you've got grooves in here. So these grooves work well for whether you're, clamping pipe, or you're clamping angle or something like that. It'll fit in the grooves at either a straight groove or you've got these grooves that are at a 45. So again, several different positions where you can position this and still get a really good bite on something, even if it's pipe, vertical flat bar, angle iron, what have you, you can get a bite on it. Also with this copper on the shaft as well as the copper jaws here, they're going to be spatter proof. So if you are getting some welding slag, some welding spatter on it, it's going to clean off really easily. So really nice clamps, really strong. They're made in the USA. The 5-inch I think sells for right around $100 or like $99, and the 8-inch I believe is like $129. So be sure to check them out. Again, it's the Dimide clamp. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and have a great day.